my niggas wildin'. What's the difference between a Rolls Royce and a Bentley? Nigga about 100,000. Cheap groupie, dirty Diana. We rockin' Gucci, drinking dirty Fanta.
What is up, everybody? It's Star Gamer, and today I'm bringing you guys like kind of a little story time. So I'm gonna be telling you guys about the time that I broke my arm. So it was last year, 2015. Alright, it was Thanksgiving Day. Alright, so I woke up, got dressed or whatever, got ready, went to my aunt's. So we went to my aunt's, like 8 or whatever, started just like hanging out with my family or whatever. Just having fun. Just trying to hang out with my cousins and like just having fun and talking and stuff. So, yeah. We were there for a little while. We were there till about maybe 12, like noon. And because we had got there at like 10 in the morning. And so we left, we were like there till like noon or whatever. We were just hanging out, like talking, just having fun. I was playing video games with my cousin or whatever. And we weren't really doing too much, just like ate or whatever. Just like started like just hanging out. So then this is going to be the part where I tell you about when I broke my arm. So we left my aunt's and I was with my mom, and we were at my aunt on my mom's side. So we were over there or whatever, and then we left, and she lives kind of like not out in the country, but like sort of kind of. I don't know how to explain it. And so we left there, we were driving or whatever. So then we were driving, just talking, just like talking about the food or whatever, and talking about what we did there and stuff. So then we finally got to my grandma's. My dad, he was here, like, cause he doesn't live here where I live, and so he came back just like to come to Thanksgiving or whatever, and like for Christmas. So he came for Thanksgiving. So we got there, he was there, said hi or whatever, and then so we ate. So after we ate, I had been asking my dad for this for I don't even know how long, since like it first came out. I was asking my dad for it, and he finally got it for me. And the thing that he got for me was a hoverboard, a blue hoverboard, brand new, right out the box. So, but I didn't know that at the time that he was sorry. So I was playing with my baby cousin or whatever, and we were just hanging out. So then, we were watching the game, we were just hanging out, having fun, just like catching up. So then, after I was hanging out with my little cousin or whatever, my dad, cause I was in like the back room, and then my dad, he was like, come here, and I was like, all right. So I went over there. So then I was like, yeah, and he was like, and then he told me just to stand right there and close my eyes. So then he told my sister to go get the hoverboard out of the car. But I didn't know that it was a hoverboard. He just said, go get Sammy's present out of the car. So she was like, all right. So she went and got it for me or whatever, still standing there with my eyes closed. And then I was like anxious to see what it was, because I knew it was going to be something like cool, but I didn't know it was going to be a hoverboard. So then I was just standing there for about maybe like 3 minutes. Then my sister, she finally comes back in, and then she's like holding something. Wait 1 sec, I'm doing a story time, bro. And so then she walks in, she has it, but I didn't know it at the time, and she was like holding it, and she was like, it's so heavy. And I was like, what the heck is it? And then my dad was like, open your eyes. So I opened my eyes or whatever. Then I looked, and it was my hoverboard. So I got like all happy. I was like just so happy. Like I didn't know how to act. I was just like so happy about it. So then I went over and picked it up. That thing was like heavy. Like I didn't realize how heavy it was. Like when she like dropped it into my hands, it just like my arms just went down. But like I still had it or whatever. And so like I set it down on the couch and I opened it. And my dad, he was telling me like, "Oh, I already charged it for you, so it's ready for you to ride or whatever." And I was like, "All right, cool." So then I got it out the box or whatever. I didn't realize how heavy it was. So like I picked it up, put it on the ground, and then like I turned it on. Like my dad told me how to turn it on or whatever. So then I like grabbed onto one of the chairs, and then my sister, she like held the back of me so I wouldn't fall. And then I got on it. I was like holding on the chair, still trying to like just like turn it or whatever. And I was like kind of getting slippery or whatever because I was on a wood floor at my grandma's, and it was just horrible. That was the most horrible decision of my life because that was just, I don't know why I thought that would be a good idea to ride my hoverboard on a wood platform, which I've never rode a hoverboard before. And so then I like got on it. I started like maneuvering or whatever. So then I was like just trying to ride it around a little bit, but like holding on to stuff and everything, and like trying to like maneuver or whatever. And then, so then, like I was just like trying to like hold on to a whole bunch of stuff to where I didn't fall, but that didn't help too much because I made the stupid decision of letting go of the chair and letting go of my sister, and so I fell back. When I fell back, landed on my arm. Like, so when I fell back, I tried to like catch myself, like I tried to like spin around and catch myself, but when I turned around to catch myself, like my arm just like slammed to the ground, broke. But I didn't know it at the time. I just like felt my whole arm and my whole arm and my shoulder and like the side of my body just get numb. Just straight up went numb. Couldn't feel anything. It just hurt. I just felt this big old like just like stinging sensation in my arm. And so then like I kind of like sat there on the ground for a minute, and then my grandma came over, and then she made the best idea of her life to grab my arm, picks it up, and then just lets go of it. And I'm still laying on the ground, so she like picks up my arm and just drops it. My arm just drops, hit the ground again, and then it started hurting even more. So then my sister walks over, and then she was like, "What's wrong with you?" or whatever. And then it just broke. And she was like, "What? His arm don't look like mine." And it just broke. And I did not know what to do. And my dad, he was just like, "Oh, it's dislocated." Everybody there was like, "It's still dislocated." And my dad was taking a video of me on the hoverboard, and I didn't know that at the time, and so he caught it on camera when I broke my arm. And it was just the most horrible decision. So my sister, she walks over, she was like, "Oh, his arm don't look like mine." So I looked at it, and it almost looked like an S. It just straight up looked like an S. And so like I just felt like this whole like just numb sensation in my arm. So I like hurried up, got up, and then was like holding the two finger, like my index finger and middle finger with my other hand. I was like clenching them, and I was like holding my arm, and it wasn't pulling it or anything to where it wouldn't have like broke or anything. And then my sister, she made the right decision of saying, "Here, Sam, here, take your shoes, put them on." I'm over here trying to like get out to the car as fast as I can because it was just horrible. Hurt so much, dude. Like, if any of you guys have ever broken a bone, it just hurts. So then I was like walking to the car or whatever. Started walking to the car. So like it was like, phew, it was cold too, and I didn't have any shoes on or anything. So got out the house, started walking to the car. Then the car door wasn't unlocked, so I could open it. So then I was just standing out there for a minute, and then finally my sister, she opened the car door and I opened it, and then so I sat down and closed the door. Didn't even put on my seatbelt or nothing. And then as soon as I sat down, I just got hot, just started burning up. Just couldn't take it anymore. So then I was just sitting there with my eyes closed, just laid back, just sitting there. And then I was just sweating. And then we finally got to the hospital, went into the ER, and then as soon as we went to the sign in or whatever, I was just standing there and I was holding my arm, and they asked me what I was allergic to or whatever and everything. Told them, and they took me to the room to where I could lay for a minute. And then the my mom came. She was like, what happened? And I was like, I fell off the hoverboard or whatever. And then I laid there, and they told me that I broke my arm and that I needed to get it placed. And then so I got it placed, and yeah, then I went home, and then I was glad that Detroit won. And yeah, so that is the end of the video, guys. Thank you, and yeah, bye. Try again.